you're raising up to a higher level. You're raising up to a higher level. You understand where I'm coming from? So let's just spit the libations right quick. Let me explain something else, because that's the way the Spirit works. They say that black people, and that is one reason why sisters in the Western Hemisphere got a lot of weight on them. A lot of the weight that you have on you is because of an attribute and a talent or a spiritual aspect that's very advanced. And because the male burns weight different, you see what I'm saying? You see, it's a different process. But we have melanin in our taste buds. So that's why they have figured out since the turn of the century, since the Civil War, or even since before the slavery, that in order to have a great cuisine, you got to have a black person in the kitchen at least tasting it. You see what I'm saying? You got a black cook, and it's good to go. You see. And America is based off of that, but it's based off of us having high melanin in the taste buds. But those taste buds, if you break it back down to each one of those taste buds, which is millions, are nothing but millions and millions of souls. This shit goes amazing. The autonomy of the body of God. You see what I'm saying? There's a movie called Osmosis Jones with Bill Murray. And in the movie, it's a movie about a civilization that's going on the inside of his body. It's going on the inside of his body. And there's a whole universe in there. So that's why they say, is it not written in your law that I say, ye are gods? John chapter 10, verse 34, 36. And the scriptures cannot be broken. And Jesus said that. You see. Is it not written in your law that I say, ye are gods? And the scriptures cannot be broken. Then it says, one say, God stands on the congregation of the mighty and call them gods. You are hearing a conversation. You're hearing a conversation not of one God, but plural. You see, we asked, we're going to celebrate the passing of Dr. Asa Hilliard. Asa Hilliard was an Egyptologist in our own right, in the black community and in the black collegiate world, and the white. They taught a lot of white folks about their history being black. He was a pioneer. He's one of the pioneers. So what it is, you have a pioneer, which would be a person named Dr. Joseph Ben Yaakinen, Dr. Asa Hilliard, and Dr. Charles French would be the ones in Egypt, which is the pioneers. And in the African science, John Henry Clark was the pioneer. So we just did, and then you have other people that would come behind them, and they would be people that came with research after these particular ones. But the pioneers were the catalysts for these things. So the one that we lost last Sunday in Egypt, the professor, Asa Hilliard was one of the pioneers. Was one of the pioneers, and I was getting ready to go into something about that. It'll come back to me. What's that?
When you first mentioned the fish, the first thing that came to my mind was La Sirene, the voodoo aspect of, with the mermaid aspect of theirs.
That's right, the mermaid aspect, which is La Sirene is the Yoruba aspect of La Sirene, would also be Yemoja or Olokun. You see what I'm saying? Yemoja or Olokun, yeah. This is what I want to say about Asa Hilliard. Asa Hilliard asked this question one time, and I've been using it for years too. I think I heard of this back in '89. It's just asking the question. Somebody said, well, he asked the audience, is many gods bad? And they said yes, based on what polytheism or what we was taught. That's bad. He said, now hold on. I don't want to get you something what somebody told you, because they never really told you a reason why many gods would be bad. See, the point about it is he said, and there's a reason why they don't tell you that. He said, I need to say this again. Forget what you have learned as a Christian or what you have been indoctrinated as a child. You're only regurgitating something that you've been hearing all your life. Now, if I asked you, if you didn't have this Christian doctrine saying that many gods was bad, would multiple gods be bad? And they said, you got to be honest with it. minute and it went, no, it wouldn't be. Because there's really no explanation on why it would be bad. Some people just say, as a child, this is bad. You see what I'm saying? But they don't give you an explanation. Well, what would be the explanation? It's a greater story to this. But if somebody didn't tell you that multiple gods was bad, you see what I'm saying? And you came across a system that talked about multiple gods, it wouldn't be bad at all. As a matter of fact, it would be more like science. It'd be like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You see the H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A, E, I, O, U. Sometimes Y. It would be science. And that's exactly when you go in the Egyptian and you see these temples and you see these multiple deities. These multiple deities represented different aspects of the one God or the God one. So what do you mean? The Christian says God is everywhere. And you just explain that there's this one God looking down on everybody. And he's everywhere. I'm under here, I'm under here. Can't hide from me. It'd be real stupid to be looking, if I'm at an ant hill, I don't give a damn about what them ants is doing down there. But that's the level that they explain it to you on the boogeyman style. But the Egyptians, which was advanced scientists in the origin on where this stuff comes from, they can break it down to say, well, ultimately, if you're talking about this one God or the God one or whatever this force, it has to be broken down into attributes to be relevant in how you can even use it on earth. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Muslims say there's 99 aspects of Allah. The Christians will say God is everywhere. But they are pagans and they are evil because they got multiple gods. But yet you got archangels, and the archangels that you got, Raphael, Michael, and all these archangels, used to be the same multiple gods of the netters in somebody else's culture. So it's easy for somebody to go up in somebody's culture and say, that's evil. That's more political and prejudice. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have the linguistic aspect to understand their culture, yet you got it in your culture as the archangels. There's 72 archangels, there's 72 demons. You see what I'm saying? So how could there be 72 archangels in your mythology and in your science, but so somebody else has got 72 deities, the 72 sons of Ptah, and their stuff is evil, you see what I'm saying? Oh, we worship one God. Now, what the hell are these archangels? But the expression of the one God. Well, how you say the expression of the one God? Because you say that God is invisible. So if he's invisible, you got to have the expression of it, which would be the science of these particular archangels. One does this, one does this, one does this, one does this. You see what I'm saying? Well, the same Amun-Ra is called a hidden God. And the manifestation of the 72 other gods, or netters, you see what I'm saying, is the expression of the same one God or God one. Just depends on, you see what I'm saying, hearing it from somebody else's perspective. You see? So anybody who ever made claim that some other religion was false or evil never really truly knew the other religion. It's like I was in a Chattanooga, Tennessee, and a woman said it has been known that the Buddhists worship the devil. I said, oh, wow. I said, man, that's some amazing shit. I said, can you explain it to me on how that's the devil? She said, no. I said, do you even know what Buddhism is? She said, no. I said, so you repeating some shit some motherfucker told you. You see what I'm saying? So we have been in this regurgitation all these years of something that somebody told us and we just take at face value.